Y'all, I think that swimming has given me back something epic for my upcoming birthday. What I mean by that is your girl is Jamaican. I live on an island, and all my life I didn't know how to swim. I went to which is deeply ironic considering the high school that I went to, because I went to a high school that was known for winning swimming competitions. There was a pool. We did have like swimming lessons, but your girl didn't learn to swim in school. And it was something that I think I mean, listen, we grew up on Little Mermaid. We are these people. we want to learn to swim. Okay. We are 100% these people. What's I live on an island? Come on now. Like I want to go to the beach and know that I'm not going to drown. But I never learned. I never learned properly. And my mother never learned properly. My father never learned properly. I kind of knew how to float, but never really knew how to swim. My mom knew how to dog paddle, but never really knew how to swim. And so I was always really tentative in the water. I didn't really do anything. I would just walk around and feel the water on my skin and just be like, well, this is it, because I can't go anywhere. I can't go in the deep. I can't do anything because I don't want to drown. This was most of my life. Okay. So water and me, as much as I wanted there to be some kind of a relationship, there was none. Because I didn't know how to handle myself in the water. I wasn't confident in the water, and I was very aware that things can change, especially when you're in the open ocean. Especially when you're in a river. Like, baby, this is not a play thing. Okay? This can take you away. It can take you go out at sea and you're not even see it until you look up. So, knowing this, your girl didn't really engage in beach activities. I wasn't like enthusiastic about going to the beach as much as I loved sitting on the sand and looking out at the horizon. I do love to do that. Um, as much as I love that, the beach was not my go-to relaxation activity. Because swimming was not something I knew how to do. But it had been on my list of things to do for a very long time. And every time a birthday would come around, I would want to do something like, or even actually going even further back, because like maybe back in primary school, elementary school, um, I think that was probably when, or maybe it was high school, when Dolphins Cove here in Jamaica opened for the first time. Or maybe when we were going on our first Duns River Fall trip as a school, as a class, like those kinds of outings were something that we had. We had like class trips and stuff like that. But Chelsea didn't get to go, and it was not just a monetary issue. I didn't know how to swim. So me going, and it's not like those places can't accommodate people who don't know how to swim, because they can. But I didn't have as much of a drive to go, because yes, they were expensive, but your girl couldn't swim anyways. So we were not going to be swimming with dolphins, because like we can't swim. We're not going to be suppose we climb up Dunsmore Falls and we just like slip and end up rolling all the way down the falls and can't swim. By the way, you don't have to know how to swim to just roll down the falls, but in my head, that was the danger. Right? And that's not to say that I didn't end up climbing Dunsborough Falls without learning to swim. I've climbed Dunsborough Falls multiple times. But like, it's just this thing in the back of your mind. Your deficiency is just a thing in the back of your mind. And it's a threat. It's a threat to your safety, your physical safety. And it's just like, well, I can't none. So from them time there, when we had class trips, that was in my mind. Fast forward to me grown now, and things that I want to do for birthdays. Up until maybe a couple months ago, maybe not a couple months ago. I think it was maybe, when did I start looking at this? I've been looking at like the adventures at Chocka Cove is the name of the place. Here in Jamaica, they have a few different like adventure tours that you can do. So you can go horseback riding on the beach, you can go river kayaking, you can do all kind of things, right? And I was looking at potentially doing their zip line. Because at the time, this was maybe like, I'll call it 3 years ago. I wanted to learn how, I wanted not learn, I wanted to do a zip line, right? Um, and I was like, okay, let's see what they have. And their packages were all like zip line and some kind of ocean activity. And I'm just like, y'all, you can't put me in water. I cannot swim. You can't make me, and the ocean activity is usually something like you're gonna get dropped. So that it's either they have like a land zip line and a water zip line, so you get like you could fall off into the water, things like that, water situations. Where it wouldn't be just like, oh, I'm on a boat or I'm on a raft, but I'm getting in the water. And I was just like, come on now. Like I can't I can't choose this because I can't swim. Long story short, y'all, I started learning to swim because again, it's been on my bucket list for a very long time. I started learning to swim maybe what 2.5, 3 years ago. And when I first started looking at those Chocolate Cove adventures, I couldn't swim. I just started, and so there was nothing that I could have done. Right. So I ruled out several of those adventure tours because yes, they would have put me in a life jacket and I probably would have been fine, but your girl wants to be confident and secure. I'm not that I'm adventurous, but I'm not that adventurous. I will go skydiving after you train me. I will bungee jump after you explain everything to me about how the riggings work. Okay? I will kayak if you tell me what to do. Give me a lesson. As a matter of fact, I went to stay with a friend in New Jersey, maybe like what, 2 3 years, 2 years ago now. Yeah, year before last, I think it was. And um we she had like a few different things planned for me, so we decided that we were going to go kayaking. Y'all, we show up at this place and there are no instructions. This is how I learned that I am a type A person. There are no instructions. There is just get in the canoe and go. I'm like, bruh, how do we paddle? How do we go forward? How do we turn? What do we do? Like, help! Nothing. And I got so annoyed. I got so annoyed. I got annoyed at my friend. I got annoyed at the person who was giving us the canoe. I got annoyed at everybody. I was so turned off from the whole entire experience, but we were already there. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm just gonna do it because we're already here. The struggle to enjoy this thing. And don't get me wrong, there were some lovely moments because it was autumn and it was in and around the Princeton area at the time is where she was, or rather where we went to from her place. And so it was just this lovely time on the river, just watching all the leaves falling and like the colors being reflected on the water. It was gorgeous. Okay, it was absolutely stunning. So there were some moments in there, but I didn't feel like I could fully settle into the enjoyment because I was so aggravated. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the skill set. I didn't feel equipped. So your girl tends to be type A in that way. I want to be equipped. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to understand the plan before I execute said plan. Okay? And so I can't swim. I don't know the plan. I don't know what to do with my body. So sure, I probably wouldn't have drowned, but what we're not gonna do is not be equipped and choose to go and not know that like choose to go in knowing that I'm not equipped. That's not for me. I gotta know like what I'm doing. And I'm saying all this to say that I think since I've been learning how to swim, and recently in the past month, I have finally swam a full length of freestyle, 50 meters without stopping. I finally figured out how to slow down my freestyle and like just relax in the stroke. Half of y'all, 90% of swimming is your mental situation. I have learned 90% of swimming is not the stroke. It's not what your body is doing. Your body will be fine. It's your mental freak out about your access to air, about how deep you are, about what the water is doing, about what's in the water. about like, y'all, how far away you are from the wall. There's a whole series of things that the voice in your brain is sounding off on. And the mental sort of stability that you can gain, the mental settledness, the mental comfort that you can cultivate in the water is what determines whether or not you feel capable. It's not your actual ability that determines whether or not you feel capable. And I've finally come to a place where I am so much more comfortable in the pool, regardless of my stroke. Now, we're still working on backstroke because the water in the nose is not a thing. It's not a thing that I enjoy. If I get a nose clip, I'm okay. I don't want to depend only on the nose clip. So we're working on it. When it gets to be too much, we just kind of stop and just float. Because and there are times when we get in a groove where it's not so bad, but baby, drop your backstroke tips in the comments. How have y'all become comfortable with like water, just like high key being waterboarded while you're swimming? That is how it feels. So we're still working on the backstroke, and I'm so sure that there will come a moment where I will start to feel comfortable there as well, because it's not the stroke that's the issue. I'm not even tired. I'm just flooded. I'm just like nasally flooded, and with my mouth flooded, so I can't breathe. So I start to freak out. So I remember I told you, your access to air is a thing. Can't breathe, start to hyperventilate, stop. That's what typically happens in my backstroke situationship. But every other stroke, treading, I feel even jumping off into the water, diving, pencil dive, not like diving. We're not there to yet. Um, it has been such a wonderful thing to watch myself gain comfort and gain a mental settledness in the pool. Now, of course, I do firmly believe that I'll have to relearn all of that when I get out in the open ocean with fish bumping me or a river with random algae. Urgh. Algae just like tickling my feet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? What's going to eat me now? That's how that feels. But I think it's been such a gift. I am so grateful to my past self, the past version of me that decided, because also that whole how I started my swimming journey is a whole story, because I found a few different swimming accounts, learn to swim accounts on Instagram based in Jamaica, right? Based in Kingston. And I was like, okay, this one looks like a good one. Let's message this one first. Because it looks like they have one-on-one classes, and one-on-one was what I wanted. I didn't want group because I was like, I'm not comfortable, I'm not confident, I need some one-on-one instruction. So I reach out to the coach, we arrange a time, but there was miscommunication around what was necessary to confirm the class. So I didn't know that I needed to follow up and confirm, and the coach didn't message me to confirm. So I show up to the pool. Meanwhile, the pool is like an hour and a half drive away from my house with that morning traffic at that time of the day. So I wake up early, drive an hour and a half away from my house to find out that the coach is not at the pool. We can't have class today. There was no confirmation. Y'all, I was so mad. I got so mad. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, sir? You didn't tell me I needed to confirm. At least I didn't. I think he said it, but he didn't say it. It was like in documents somewhere. And you didn't check in with me to confirm. So like, I didn't know this. Y'all, I was so I was so frustrated. And I was like, all right, thanks, sir. Thank you. And I left it there. And I was going to abandon my swimming idea. Because at that point, I was like, I can't go with another coach because it seems like they all know each other because they all like each other's stuff. So I can't just become a student of another coach. And then this man will see me and no says me, I will feel away. So I was like, I'm probably not gonna do this period. And then I'm like, Chelsea, come now. Don't be ridiculous. You wanted to learn to swim for years. Try again. Try one more time with this coach and make sure you confirm and see how it goes. Y'all, I go to the class. The coach is so good. He's the best coach I could have asked for. The man is so good. I'm so glad I stuck it out. He's literally the best coach I could have asked for. He explains everything. He's so patient and he lets you know it's all about the mental game. He's so affirming as well. Like any little progress, excellent work, excellent work. Like you feel like you're doing good work. You feel like you're improving. And I have improved over the last 2.5 going on 3 years. I need to actually check when I first reached out to him and when I had my first class. But I feel like it's been nearly 2.5 to 3 years now. Y'all, I feel so good about my swimming ability, about my swimming capability, and what it has given me. Because now, for my upcoming 35th birthday, I can go Chaka Cove if I want. Because if them drop me in the ocean, your girl knows what to do. I can get back to shore. I'm okay. And I feel so good about that. I feel so good about that. Worse than more than likely gonna put me in a life jacket, bro. I'm cool. I'm crisp. As a matter of fact, you can put me on the edge of one of those low cliffs, and I will go cliff diving, boo boo. I will jump off. I know what needs to happen now. My body has an instinct. It knows exactly what it needs to do to get to the top of the water, to tread, to float, to freestyle, to breaststroke, my body knows. And I'm comfortable just leaning into that skill set. And I think that is I'm so appreciative to that version of myself that stuck it out and that said, okay, we're gonna go back. Because that version of myself gave this version of me such a gift. Such a gift. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I feel so thrilled and I'm looking forward to what this opens up for me because in terms of my relationship to water, your girl is taking this like all the way. We want to learn how to free dive here. We are going to be swimming with whales, okay? And manta rays. This is the plan. We want to find sea turtles, okay? We want to be dive girlies. So that means we've got some more things to learn. But I say all of this to say I have a really solid foundation now. And if me last I see, me at least my body know what to do. I might not survive, because water, dehydration, all kinds of other things, creatures, things, whatever. I might not survive. But in terms of being able to swim, I'm all right. I can survive. I know what to do. So yeah, y'all. I feel really grateful. I feel really grateful. And I'm curious about y'all swimming journey because I know we have entered an era where millennial women are learning to swim. Like I've seen so many posts on threads about people starting their swimming journey, learning how to swim on Instagram as well. Like, and everybody's talking about, of course, like how we care our hair and all these things when we're swimming. So like I love it. I love that for us. I absolutely love that for us. And I am very curious if you are on your own swimming journey, what it has looked like for you. What have you loved about it? What are you still wrestling with? Where do you want to take your relationship with water? With the ocean, with the sea, y'all, all the Moana vibes. All the Moana vibes. I'm here for it. And the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me. I'm here for it, y'all. I'm so here for it. So yeah, drop us a bit journey in the comments. Let's sound off. Let's cheer on one another. And if you don't like water, let me know too. If you're not an ocean girly, if you're not a water person, if you're like, leave me on land, sound off in the comments as well. Because I feel you. I feel you either way. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I will see you in the next one. Take care.